Hey y'all, we are here. We are here. And listen, before we get into tonight's episode, y'all know we have a few call to actions for y'all. And that is first to like up this video if you have not done so. Okay. Subscribe to all of our channels if you're not already subscribed. Okay. That's Bondy Blue, Niecy Dixon. And of course, you're on my channel, Jamie. That's me. Make sure you do that. And also make sure you go and scoop up your tickets. All right. September 26th, we are having another live show here in Atlanta. So listen, go ahead and get your tickets. While y'all trying to sit around and possibly see if we coming to your town, we don't know. So you need to get it while the getting is good. And get your tickets and click that link down in the description. Hello?
Hello, that's right.
Thank you. All right. Are you ladies ready?
Yeah.
Ready, Eddie.
Let's get into it. How y'all doing? We are here. What's going on? What is going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. Yes. How we feeling? How has everybody's week been so far?
Good.
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been really fast. Why I feel like we just got off the live yesterday. Is it just me?
Maybe a little piece because I feel like it's been a minute.
Me too.
Oh, I don't know what time zone I'm living in.
What's been going on in your life?
I think we all in the same place because we're at the end of the month, but I feel like the month just started at the same time.
Yes.
So
Like
it's
yesterday was just the
weird
4th of
space.
July.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's a super, I don't know what's going on, y'all.
It went by fast.
I don't know what, I don't know. Twilight Zone. Are we now in it? Child. I guess so. I want to get into a particular album before we really get into the show. And to me, this album was very iconic. I want to say it once upon a time, but it still is because it is now the anniversary. I believe July 14th, I think, was the anniversary of this album. I think it had been out, 27 years? It came out 27 years ago.
Oh, shit.
And what I want to know is what was y'all's favorite song, the number one song off this album? This album had Say My Name on it.
Did it have Bills on there?
Yeah.
It did. It had Bills,
Okay,
Bills,
that
Bills.
was my...
Ooh, my favorite song, can I please? Because girl, when I tell y'all I played the piss out this album.
Do you hit me?
Temptations.
Oh,
I know you see me watching you and I see you.
Yes.
Oh, you was just talking about that.
Yes, I would have to say that's my favorite song.
Yes. Okay. So I have been teetering between these two. Hey, ladies. Why is it that men cannot do us wrong? Y'all remember that song? That one and So Good. Those were like my. I'm probably gonna go with So Good.
It's so good.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
so good. I listen to this song
right.
every week.
Jumping. Then you got a girl, sure you got a man, but the party you got to make it high. That whole album was everything.
Baby.
Man, I couldn't. I thought that's what the club was gonna be like as a kid. The club was full of ballers. I was like, shit. When I get in the club, I got my shoes today. Everything. No, the ballers ain't in the club like that.
No, their pockets was not full grown. They was very much so sharing a section. Absolutely. But the dance routines that came out in my bedroom from Destiny's Child and Maya, what you gonna do when you can't say no?
Girl, yes. No, for real. What you gonna do when you can't say no?
Listen, you couldn't tell me that unscrewing that broomstick, baby. I was
for real. How you gonna act?
I missed the 90s.
In the early 2000s.
And you know, I saw a post where they're saying that they said Matthew Knowles said this, that Destiny's Child is working on another album. And if they are, why you let that out? Why you told us? Anyway, I want them to do one featuring LaToya.
I want one with the original girls if they can. Like,
yeah.
Including the 2 extra, but I would love for y'all to pull an old nasty.
You're not talking about Farrah, is you?
No, Farrah's not an original. You
talking about LaToya?
Yeah, I'm talking about LaToya and Latavia.
Okay.
Like Latavia, all she need is a little vocal training, and she'll be able to do them backgrounds like she did. Y'all need to get her. Y'all need to get everybody in shape. Beyonce, y'all can afford this shit, and give us a DC5. I would love it.
I would love that. That would be fire. That would. Ooh, please. I will say, if y'all have already made the album, just give us the bonus tracks with Latoya and Latavia. Give us
That's good.
bonus tracks. I think would be amazing. Like, because as much as they may try to, I don't think you can ever erase them. And that's the thing. You can, like, they helped y'all become who y'all are. You literally had these women lip syncing to these girls' vocals. I believe it was on this album.
Yes, it was.
Y'all
It
were lip
was.
syncing to that lady, to those girls.
What? Who was lip syncing? What?
I
On the
believe
video.
when Say My Name, when they did the video, I believe a lot of the song, the
Oh,
music.
they broke up in the middle of that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in the middle of
Yeah.
this.
So they made the video, and because I remember the Say My Name video, we were looking for them. I remember looking like,
Yeah, where they at?
Latoya.
Mhm.
I see Beyonce. I see Kelly. Where's
Yeah.
Latoya and Latavia? Because, and this is the thing, when they group first came out, the magic of groups back in the day is that everybody would find somebody to identify with.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of us
Right.
identified with Latoya. I definitely identified
Yeah.
with Latoya. So that's why I was just like, oh no. When I tell y'all I was so upset. And we really we ran it up for Latoya when she finally came back out. It was
Girl.
right after Katrina. So I remember how we was playing Latoya Luck It like crazy.
That album, I was so proud of her because I remember when they broke up, on the radio, they said her and Latavia were supposed to come back and form their own group, something Angels. It was supposed to be. Never happened. Nothing ever came out. Fast forward years later, we get Latoya Lucky, and I think was the album called Torn. I'm not sure. I think it was called Torn.
Yeah. I'm looking it up now to remind myself. No, the album was called Lady Love.
Lady Love.
Wait, no, you're right. It was Torn.
It was Torn.
Was
okay, but she has a song on there called Lady. Is it Lady Luck or Lady Love?
There's a song called Torn.
Hold up, say that again.
I said there's a song called Torn on her 2006 album Latoya, but
she got a lady something.
You're right. Hold on, I'm looking at it. Torn is the 2005 single. Lady Love is the 2008 album. Latoya is the 2006 album with the song. Yes.
Okay.
I tell you, we added a bounce beat to that shit, and when I tell you, it's torn in between the two.
Shit,
man. Torn hit, and then Regret. What was it with Ludacris?
Yeah.
Regret the day that.
Yeah. That was very happy
for her.
I love watching her journey. Like, I just love seeing her on my screen. I love seeing her on stage singing, having the time of her life. Like, I just really like her. It's the perseverance for me. And whether it's a group, it's a marriage, like
girl, I was about to say
perseverance.
Heavy on the I gotta let this one go. I get another one. Latoya don't give a fuck if it's her third wedding.
Listen,
it's bigger than the first one. She don't give a fuck.
I met him. I fell in love. Me and the nigga get married. Get the fuck out my face about it. I don't care what happened with that other nigga.
Exactly.
No, when she was out there for the verses between Tank and Tyrese, y'all, I don't know why, but when I was watching it, I feel like I was catching all of the attitude that she was giving. I said, bitch, you mad at somebody in real life. When I played it back, it didn't seem like it was as much, but live in the moment, I was like, I was getting all of the energy that she was giving because she was cursing and everything. I said, Latoya cursing her ass off on stage.
Girl.
That was funny, but I love her.
Yeah. So shout out to her. Shout out to all the ladies.
MySpace songs.
They talking about they bringing MySpace back.
It's been back, right? Or is it gonna be something else?
That's what I'm wondering, because the headline says that the creator is thinking about bringing MySpace back because social media has been too addicting. And I'm like, well, how is having MySpace going to make it not addicting? Because if you think I'm not going to be up there changing my song every hour, you're tripping.
Do you remember being able to see people's green bubbles to see what's online? It'd be summertime and I'd be like, yeah, you don't remember seeing when people was online in the chat? I guess that was like a later edition. But yeah, it'd be summertime. I'd be like, it's 2:00 in the morning. And I go through my messages. And if you're online, it'd be like a green bubble. So you know who was up. And you'd be like,
that was my AOL Messenger back in the day. Girl, I can tell you, AOL Messenger used to be hello. Whatever the fuck they used to say when it first came on, the door open and all of that. When I tell you, me and them little girls used to be all in the
I'm screaming. What I do remember is knowing who people talk to based on who would pop up in the top 5. That's who you could tell who they
I thought you
interacted
had to
with the
select
most.
your top 5. It didn't pop up, right? I thought you chose your top 5.
I think that probably was an option later.
Yeah,
But how
at
I
the
used
beginning,
to
it was your
kind of
most
spy.
visited or interacted with pages or something like that.
Yeah, who you interacted with the most were like at the top. I'm like, okay.
I used to be
People
like,
used to
I
get
can't
caught
deal
up.
with the drama. I'm just gonna have a top 1, and she's gonna be my sister. Like,
Y'all remember
I can't choose.
Y'all remember Black Planet? I think
course.
it got. I think it was more vulgar. I think
so
Black
much trouble over
Planet
Black
was
Planet.
Twitter
You think so?
with like the PORN that be going on over on Twitter. I feel like Black Planet turned into that.
That would make sense
before that, because I don't remember that portion of Black Planet. But that's also because at some point I got off Black Planet and started getting on like, you know, the gay shit, and that was a whole nother thing. What was the one we used to be on back in the day that was the gay shit? Somebody say in the comments, because I know somebody know. I forgot the name of that shit.
I was never on Black Planet. That was very grown. That was my brother, my sister age. But my fast friends would be on Black Planet. Black Planet. And you mentioning the PORN over there make me think about the pedophiles that was probably on Black Planet talking to them.
Downlink, thank you. Thank you. Memory unlocked.
Oh wow.
Yes. It was Downlink. That's what it was. We went from Black Planet to Downlink. Because you know, back then it was like it was a thing like, you know, you find out somebody gay, you ask if they down.
Oh my.
Wow.
Downlink.
Well, they had everything for everybody.
They did.
Interesting.
Well, I met a few little problematic light skins on there. Okay.
Not you putting your username in the chat, honey.
Mine was Miss Baby Boo 52 from MySpace. You know, I got into a fight with a girl about my username. That's how I came up with the name. I've had Niecy Dixon as my username since I was in the 6th grade because I fought a girl over Miss Baby Boo 52 in middle school. I was Miss Baby Boo 52. She was like Miss Baby Boo 53. And I was like, bitch, you're weird. Like, this is my shit. Like, what is wrong with you? So we was in the cafeteria, we got into a fight, and I was like, you know what, bitch, I ain't even gonna do no Miss Baby Boo. It's Niecy Dixon. And it's been Niecy Dixon on everything since I've had a social media page.
Oh, damn.
At one point when I was young, my shit I think might have been like Eva the Diva and then Controlled Mess. And it was because I had just cut my hair off and went blind. And it was very much reminiscent of that look that Eva had right after America's Next Top Model.
Okay.
So that's what my shit was. And then it turned into Controlled Mess. And then eventually I just started calling shit my name. But yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was just, you know, because back then it was like you come up with a name that's supposed to be, you know, different than just a regular name or a name of any sort. So that's why it was like coming up with just different things. But yeah.
I don't know how I came up with Jazzy J, and I hate that now as I got older. But my line sister would start calling me Jamie for short. And when I got ready to create my Twitter page, that's when I came up with Jamie That's Me, because she would call me Jamie, and I was like, that's me. And so it made me think of Amanda Bynes on She's All That. So that's how I came up with Jamie That's Me.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Love us some. Because I think that's where Amanda first started doing that.
She did.
Waiting to see who was going to be the live performance at the end of the show. That was a great time to be a child.
It really was. Yeah. I'm sure it was good for their network too, because I bet you don't nobody really be tuned in like that no more. But we had this time. Why?
Because the 90s was them integrating hip hop into everything. At some point, they decided that they no longer wanted to integrate like Blackness, I guess, in any form into like their, because if you notice, some of theirs, you know, it's not the same. Hip hop really infiltrated in the 90s in a way that made it something we all kind of wanted to watch. And as they kind of separated themselves from that as we got into the 2000s, you know, it's the same thing as like a lot of white people. They was all down listening to all of the hip hop music in the 90s. And then as everybody was getting older into the 2010s and all of that, now all of a sudden we don't have the same amount of people that are all listening to the same shit. Because I feel like even back then we listened to rock more than we do now.
Yeah,
we with arms wide open. The way
I mean, I think I was Avril Lavigne at that time. For sure.
Yes, Avril Lavigne. Ooh, girl, all of the albums. Do you hear me?
That was my girl.
Little boy.
I used to love
Pink.
her.
I was when Pink went rock, I was all on that, man.
I was actually mad. I was upset with Pink. I was like, how dare you come and give us this hip hop and then now you're singing this music? Like, I want you to stick to what I'm used to.
I was already into the white shit
because
I grew up listening to like the soundtrack of Dawson's Creek and all of that. I used to like watch like, you know, those white teeny bopper movies.
90210.
They would have really good soundtracks and shit. Like 10 Things I Hate About You and like all of those movies. Girl, they would have the best soundtrack. So that's how I would get into rock music, from listening to those movie soundtracks. So when she switched over, I was kind of already listening to the shit. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. I'm here for this too.
Them my top, like 10 Things I Hate About You and She's All That are my top. And I think Clueless would probably be my third. I think those are like my top 3 white folks movies. That I love for sure.
Definitely 10 Things I Hate About You. That is my fucking movie.
Yes, from front to back. The first time we met, the first time I met Heath Ledger in the film.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, same. Well, no, wait. Did the no, I think that one came out after The Knight's Tale or before. The Knight's Tale came out, I think, after 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I think after. I think because that was the first time I was introduced to him for me. And I think after that, his stardom started to grow after that. And he ran out so fast. I had the biggest crush on him. I hated that he passed.
I love him.
I really could not watch. I couldn't watch shit. What was I watching besides Annie? When I was a kid? They used to let me. I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I didn't watch a bunch of variations of movies. Like, I remember my sister watching the movies y'all are talking about, but it was only like a handful of movies I would ever watch. I would watch Annie over and over and over again. My parents let me watch Teen Witch, that 1980s movie with Black Lives Sisters.
You're not.
You really want to top that?
That's my shit. It never fails.
I think that's all I remember. Like, as far as remembering actual movies, that's it.
Oh, okay. So also the horror movies. Somebody was just saying Ryan Phillippe was fine because it was talking about Cruel Intentions. I just saw fine ass Freddie Prinze Jr. I used to love me some Freddie Prinze Jr. back in the day. Freddie Prinze Jr. still being married to Sarah Michelle Gellar to this day.
I know that's right.
And recently doing an interview talking about how his dad and Richard Pryor got into a fight over Pam Grier, and how he grew up with Pam Grier kind of like as a, you know, like a figure in his life, because his dad and Pam Grier were in a relationship at some point. Freddie Prinze Sr. He's a you know.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The Scream dude.
Actor. Yeah, the Scream dude. His dad was an actor as well.
Yeah.
So like I just saw a clip of him talking about that like this past week, and I was like, I knew
that's real interesting. I listened to her whole documentary, and I don't remember her. She had like a podcast documentary, and she talked about her life and all the relationships she was in. I don't remember her mentioning him.
I didn't know that either.
Why? But yeah, I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. said she's been in my life, you know, since then.
So, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I know, right?
All right, y'all.
Just be liking when you like them white people and they not, you know, you find out other stuff that's like, oh, they cool for real.
So as we're talking about movies, I want to get into this Netflix documentary trend that's been going crazy out here. So I'm trying to see how I want to do it. I think I may play the 3 different. Should we go one by one, or should y'all want me to just play the 3 different ones?
Maybe we go one by one. I don't know what it is, but we can go one by one.
Let's go to the first one. Let me add you up here. And this is Tia Mowry. Me when Netflix makes a documentary about having the same face but completely different lives. I noticed she's cut the comments off, so I guess people felt like this was shade to her sister.
Yeah, or they felt like this was an opportunity to go in on her sister. I'm more than sure
they did. I saw the comments before she turned them off.
What
I saw them before she turned them off, and when I saw the comments, I was like, "You might want to turn this off." It was everybody was like, "Oh, the black one versus the white one," or "Oh, that's why you're our favorite," and it was just that over and over and over again. And people was bashing Tamara hardcore. And part of me wondered why she even posted that. It kind of took me back to that old clip of her when they were like, Tamara, and she was like, no, I'm the married one, the one with the ring. So the reason why it took me back to that is because she seems like the type of person that is a big jokester, and her sister's more sensitive. And I think that she probably made this at an attempt, like just to joke. But everybody know the internet don't really fuck with her sister. So I was like,
they ran her off the threads like a month ago.
They did.
Or is she? Oh, I guess she did. I haven't been seeing her on there, so I guess she did leave.
Came on there for 5 minutes and they said, get your ass back in through that door.
Why they run her off?
You know, because they don't like her because of the Adam Housley shit.
Oh, yeah.
They don't like her because of that and the conservative views.
Damn, I thought she would have at least done something first.
Nah, she hasn't done anything except for support her husband that comes off as a racist.
Yeah, and that's enough.
Yeah.
My husband
as a black woman
racist.
Oh my God. Yeah, she said that. Yeah, Tia, maybe you could have read the room a little bit more, but I don't think she cares.
I don't think she can either. I think she didn't want them comments to be shitting on her sister like that, but I don't think she cares. That's why she didn't take the shit down.
Yeah,
and it makes y'all know, I know.
It makes me think back to when they had their show. I feel like Tia used to always take little jabs at Tamara anyway. And I think Tia may be the oldest, so maybe she be treated like you the little sister. So
child by a minute, that don't count.
That's why I was like,
it probably was 1 minute.
That's real interesting. What would cause people with the same face to have two totally different lives? I guess wanting to, I don't know.
It might have something to do with who feel, because okay, so we show up as our own personalities. Who's more received well by groups of people? You know what I mean? It feels like Tia's personality is one that Black people would be more accepting of. Tamara seems like somebody that probably would have grew up getting ribbed by certain people, depending on who she was around.
Yeah, I need the documentary, because even then, I don't understand how you get a white face and personality. Well, she got a white daddy. Okay, yeah, they're around white people.
Yeah, and then also, like one kid will like one parent more. So that's another thing. Like if you like your white daddy more than your Black mama, and vice versa or whatever, and that's just ain't no big deal. But I'm just saying it's a possibility. You just kind of be closer to one parent than another. You identify more if they are Black and white. You kind of put those things together. I think a lot of biracial kids do that. Like they end up having issues with whichever race, and it's a byproduct of whatever issues they have with the specific parent.
You're not lying, because I've seen it before. I'm tripping. I've seen it before. Not even with just twins. You get a household, and yeah, I've seen it plenty of times.
Okay. Well, this person isn't a twin. She may have two different lives though. So we'll get into her really, really quickly here. Miss Bryant, when Netflix does a documentary on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, episode 1 will ask, is she really a doctor? Episodes 2 through 10 will investigate why complete jealous, envious haters tried to prove she wasn't. It's the fact that you think everybody hating on. I wasn't even expecting this slide.
I wasn't even when I read it at first. I was like, oh no, not they pulled it up already.
Damn, girl.
I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's not what you should have done. And I turned around and grabbed my plaque and was like, you should have came up with your diploma and sat that bitch in front of the camera. That would have been the flex. Not you go and get a fucking robe that somebody could buy from anywhere.
I agree. And that further made her look crazy, knowing that the people were able to go and look into that and see that you got a fake robe on. I guess it's fake. You went over there. Either way, it wasn't yours. It was more so the hat for me, because that shit was just flopping, sitting on the side of her hair. I was like, I don't think that's how that goes. And then I saw where they put up what the different colors of the robes were, and hers did not align with what she said she got her degree in.
I guess she thought blue was cute.
I think,
what was that supposed to be for? What was that color for?
The blue, I believe, was for education. And I think hers was like philosophy or something she said she was supposed to have. I don't even know if she ever specified what it was, but
Yeah, you can't trust her because
yeah.
she said a few times that it's like is all these different ones, and I'm like, huh? Like, cause at some point you was about to go be a law teacher, but did you go to school for law or was it psychology? Like, I'm the confusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly that, Jamie. This proves to me that she actually is crazy because, I feel like the shit has gone to rest. And for you to bring it back up and still not produce receipts, it's like, get away from me with this, Apollo.
Mm.
Please.
We got one more here. So let's get into her. And this is Amanda Seals. Child.
It's fine. It's fine. Darren?
So this one is about Insecure doing their tour, right? So they got a tour coming up and it looks like they're inviting, it seems like a lot of the major cast, but I think like Natasha, Molly's character, Yvonne, I think Lawrence, Issa, and one of the writers of the show, and that's it. And Amanda is not invited as of right now from what it looks like. And so a lot of people are asking, is she going to be on this tour? Because they need to know before they buy their tickets. And so she was kind of mocking that a bit, letting the people know she's not going to be on there. I felt like I didn't think it was as deep as some people made it.
Same.
But the fact that she did take the time to do the video is like, well, maybe she does care. Right. But I thought she was just trying to say, well, listen, y'all can try to erase me all you want to, but
that's what it seemed like to me. Because
instrumental.
y'all knew damn well she wasn't going on a tour. We talked about this years ago. You remember she said something about Issa had invited her to a party, but then when she got there, she wasn't on the list and something with somebody's assistant. And we talked about it here somewhere.
The publicist. It was Issa's publicist. And to be honest, like, yeah, we've heard this story over and over again. And when I hear that story, I'm on Amanda's side because I feel like this was a party that was like an Emmy party for the show. The show had gotten nominations and shit, so they had a party. She's on the fucking show. Why would somebody walk up to her and tell her she can't be there? When somebody walked her in, she made it in. So it felt like y'all was just trying to fuck over the girl. Issa, I feel like, was trying to act like you ain't know what the fuck was going on, but you knew exactly what was going on. You was trying to act like I don't have nothing to do with that. But this is kind of the environment that you're in charge of. So, you know what I mean? Because it is your show. So I did.
To get, I feel like we still missing some parts that we haven't gotten.
Something that happened. She told us the story, but I don't really remember all the details. I just remember it was really not between her and Issa. It was between her and the publicist chick. And that might have been some shit over some dick. That might have been like the chick not liking Amanda or disliking Amanda over some dick. I'm not exactly sure, but it was something between Amanda and the publicist. The publicist is acting a sort of way towards Amanda. Amanda is expecting Issa to say something about this because, bitch, this is kind of fucked up. I ain't do nothing to nobody for all of this. And Issa never spoke up about it. And so Amanda gets mad at Issa and the publicist and then goes online and says, hey, Issa wasn't really, that cool as far as I'm concerned because she allowed these things to happen. Issa was like, I'm not going to say nothing, but eventually kind of said something without pointing to Amanda directly, but basically said, listen, if it's everybody all the time, it's got to be you at some point. Like that was, I think, basically what Issa was saying. Like, girl, it can't be everybody else all the time. Sometimes it's got to be you. That type of thing. And I think Amanda knew she wasn't going to be invited, but I do think she was making fun of it because she was in character. It wasn't like she was sitting there herself. Amanda Seals pissed off because it was just, the character. And I thought it was funny. I think other people felt like she was expecting to be invited, but I don't think it's the expectation to be invited. I think it's just making fun at the fact that people want me to be there, but I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, it's like, let me get some PR.
Yeah,
let's bring it back to where I can. She said support. What she say? Support her sister. That's what it said.
Yeah. Support a real one. Support a real one.
Support a real one.
Yeah, I think I did see some comments where she said if there was like some accountability and a genuine apology, she would consider doing the tour.
I just need to know. I'm so nosy. I want to know. Can they sit down? Apology for the party, or is it like some other shit? What happened?
I don't know.
I think it was just like allowing the environment where the chick is, you know, kind of being fucked up to Amanda for whatever reason. I feel like a lot of people don't like Amanda for, you know, the obvious reasons, right? Amanda is a bossy know-it-all, and that personality is oftentimes disliked. But I don't all the time think it's because somebody necessarily did anything. I just think people's personalities don't mesh. Also, I have heard Chris talk about her and how she's a bitch. And
Chris who?
C Diggs, Chris from Chris and Alex podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, I just kind of feel like that you know, like people are bitches. That's the worst. Like we out here dealing with people that's like trafficking motherfuckers and stuff. Like somebody could be a bitch, and it's just not as serious as people want to make it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what's going on with Amanda. There's one more I want us to get into, and this one involves Lex P of Poor Minds. All right. Poor behavior is what the woman called it. But let us go ahead and get into that.
I keep saying this, men get to leave situations with no scratches. They get to move on, be happy. I just saw a lady on TikTok say that. She said, why is it fair that I got cheated on? The side woman knew that he was married, knew that he had a family, and now he left me and my child. Now he gets to go start a new family, and I have to approve of my child being around the woman, and I just got to smile and cheese through it. While I don't agree with people's actions, I do think sometimes women they have a right to be upset, and sometimes these niggas need to get slapped.
But nobody is saying that you don't have a right to be upset. I think it's just all about how you carry shit and how you handle stuff. Like, to me, the ultimate revenge is leaving people in the dust and not fucking with them no more. Like, doing all of that extra shit, I just be thinking you're bothered. Like, you're very...
Of course.
Yes, and I get it, you should be, but also move on with your life. Leave that person in the dust. Like, I don't think you reap good benefits or positive benefits or yield positive results in life when you do evil shit to people on purpose. Yes, granted, this nigga was evil towards you, so you gonna turn into an evil person too? Versus still being a good person?
I agree with you, because that's the road I always take. But I also
I don't know, queen, because you be caping for bitches when they be doing crazy shit.
I understand where you're coming from. I personally wouldn't do it.
So then I think you should say that instead of being like, I feel like it'd be okay when women do it.
Because it does.
But it really don't, though. It's not okay when nobody do the shit. It's not okay when men do it. It's not okay when women do it. It's not okay when humans do fucked up shit to each other.
So my take on that.
I agree with her.
Both parties, my baby daddy and Lex, they both played their part. And when I say they did their big one, they did their big one. And the reason for me even doing this, because honestly, y'all, I was triggered. I was triggered at the common sense that Lex had to say, like, a man needs to be slapped, but it was the lack of accountability that she had for herself and being an active participant in that situation. That betrayal, y'all, did not just affect me. It affected my entire household. It affected my kids. It affected my mindset. I literally had to operate off of a broken heart. Do you understand me? A broken heart. And for years, I allowed people to call me bitter. I allowed people to call me evil. I allowed people to call me mean. And I never once addressed what betrayal has done to me. I just try to work my way through it, try to boss up from it. But at the end of the day, when somebody in your mind, and when that person is your forever person and you are betrayed by them, it changes your whole outlook on life, on love, on family. And that's what it done to me. I went through therapy, intensive therapy. 1 year I had 3 therapists at one time. Do you understand me? My kids was uprooted from our family home because I could not be in that home no longer without him. So I had to go and buy this house that I'm in now. We are now a divided family from betrayal, from the mindsets of women like Lex P. And I said this is her mindset now. I'm giving her grace because she's probably outgrown from being a participant in that for that long period of time. But I'm saying the mindsets of women, you do not understand that you do not only affect that person's significant other if there are other people involved. Now, it would have been probably easier for me to move on if I didn't have children, if this wasn't their dad and stepdad. But that wasn't the case. A lot of my anger has been towards him. Because how could you say you love me? How could you sleep with me every night and knowing that you had a secret relationship with somebody else? How can you always accuse me of cheating? Always accuse me of cheating, but you had an active 6-year relationship. Now, I only know all of this information from watching the podcast because I did become a fan of the podcast. Like, they are a wonderful dynamic. Like, they are so entertaining. But as she started giving him a code name called Rapper Bae, I started putting the pieces together. And then that's what gave my confirmation, because me and Lex worked together at a nightclub for 4 years. And in those 4 years, she was dealing with him. Now, I didn't know, but what gave me an inkling was, once I left the nightclub industry, I became a business owner. And so I haven't been on the night scene for a while, with some years. And so I was happy to see Lex when I returned to the nightclub, just a night out. But Lex was still working there. And I seen her and I wanted to embrace her and say, hey girl, how you doing? Like, I screamed her name from across the bar and she stopped like a deer in headlights. And she just stood there frozen. And I turned around, I'm like, Lex, you good? Like, hey. And she just stopped. But then I noticed her eyes pivoted towards this guy who is my baby daddy's cousin. So when her eyes started directed to him and I followed her eyes, I was like, what? I was like, and so when I looked back at her, she still was just like, and at that moment I was just like, all right, she must be messing with my baby daddy, or they must be messing around right now. Hopefully it ain't nothing serious. I never addressed it because I truly hope that it was just like a one-time thing or it wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't until her podcast that she admitted that they've been doing what they've been doing for 6 years. Mind you, I was with this man for 8 years. So I'm just truly triggered, you know, on the podcast where you can say the consequences for a man doing what he does and leaving the woman with the baggage, and he gets to go on and live his life. And then you have no consequences for the woman that played an active role. You are that woman, Lex P, you know, and you don't owe me no apology. It would have been nice because I knew you. We knew each other. We worked together for 4 years. But however, if you're going to use your podcast, don't use it in a way that shadows your wrongdoing, because you was wrong. You was wrong. I'm still healing from that because my outlook on love has altered. My mindset has truly changed. My trust level with people is shot, okay? Because a person can know you and still do you wrong. A person can lay with you and love you and still do you wrong. A person can build with you and have a family with you and still do you wrong. So that situation altered me, and I don't care about anybody saying, Toya, well, you need to move on, or Toya, you bitter, or Toya, you, ma'am, listen, that was my person. That was who I stamped as the man of my household, the father of my child, my children, because they saw him as my other 2 kids saw him as they dad. And I don't have family. That was all the family I had. I built that family dynamic, because it's one thing when I came from a family that I couldn't have. I didn't choose that family. So I don't have family. But the family that I created, that was broken. That was divided by people and their selfish acts. And guess what? People get to go on and have successful podcasts, go on and get to have successful rap careers. And me, I'm dwindling down in my businesses because my mind cannot operate off of the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, the broken heart. It's like, it's so much came on me. And so for people that just be like, move on, this is not an intentional position or state that a woman that has the livelihoods of many on her hands want to be. But this is where I am. And I can't hide it no more. Imagine grieving somebody and they still alive. Imagine grieving these memories. It's unfair and it's disheartening, and I'm not doing this to bash Lex or my baby daddy, because the situation is done. The only person recovering is Toya. But I'm putting this out there for people that have the mindsets of Lex P's, or the mindset she had. Y'all deal with somebody that ain't got no family, or deal with somebody that ain't, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship. But do y'all understand, like, the damage control that y'all do? It's unreal. It's unreal. Some people like myself take years to recover, because in my mind, in my soul, he was a part of my lifetime. So y'all don't get to tell people how to move on. Y'all don't get to tell people how to heal. And most of all, being an active participant, you don't get to dish out consequences if you don't have none for your own.
What are y'all thinking about her taking to the internet? And keep in mind, this happened 4 years ago.
I mean, I could hear that this is something that's still very painful for her. So I have empathy for her in that way, because shit like that is like really fucked up. But my problem comes in when you want another woman to be accountable to you that wasn't in a relationship with you, first of all. And for two, it wasn't the other woman's responsibility to be accountable to you. I don't know why you feel like, because somebody got a podcast, they got to bring up when they was fucking with a nigga that had an old lady every time they talk about something. Y'all were not married, okay? Y'all were in a relationship, but y'all were not married. Propane is a fucking rapper, and I don't know why you think a nigga that rap and got some slick mouth game is gonna be faithful to you. When you talking about, I made that man the head of my household, those are all mistakes that you made. And I just feel like she's putting the accountability on women to not fuck these niggas. And it's like, ma'am, how about the accountability on the men to not be in monogamous relationships that they gonna, be disloyal to?
I agree. Okay, so when I was hearing about the story, a lot of people was describing this as Lex P having a 6-year affair. And that turned me off all the way, because I'm a firm believer in you can't have an affair with somebody you're not married to. Like, that was your baby daddy. But I will say I felt bad for her in that type of way. But here, I believe what the lady's saying. The only reason why I am not upset with her exposing this at the time in which she did is because she said she's just now putting 2 and 2 together who it was. So it's like fair. And if she didn't know Lex P at all, didn't have no relationship with her, then I would be like, why are you bringing this up? You didn't know her. But she knew her as a coworker. So I think that it's unhealthy for women to say, oh, well, you only need to be mad at that nigga. You can't be mad at the woman. In a lot of cases, you can't when you don't know the woman. But if you knew her, like, you would hope that somebody respected you enough just based off, like, if you're going to fuck around with a nigga that's a trick, like, let's just say Propane was a trick. If you're going to fuck around with a nigga that's a trick, do it with somebody who you don't know who that girl is. That's the thing. So I think that when all these tricks and unfaithful men do what they do, they always got to find a woman to do it with. And if women move under the belief of, oh, well, he got to explain that to her. Then it's always going to be some shit. So I can understand her feeling some type of way towards Lex P, and I'm not really mad at her coming to the internet with some stuff that she just found out. But I don't think that Lex P is accountable for the reason why she feel how she feel, because I guarantee you Propane probably had 10 other women in the meantime. And over the 6 years, it probably was not no steady relationship like that was his other girlfriend. They probably would fuck occasionally. And like I said, he probably was a trick. So yeah, I just don't like the proximity. Like, if you're going to fuck on somebody and reap the benefits and you know they in a relationship, do it and you don't know the lady. Then it's a situation where it's like, I don't owe her nothing.
Yeah.
And let me be clear. Because I'm not saying that just because she's not accountable to you doesn't mean that you can't be angry with her. Like, I'm not saying you can't be mad about it. I'm just saying when you ask for accountability, it's like what you want an apology from somebody for being lied to by a nigga, because that's basically what Lex P said. He lied to me too. And this is the only thing. If a nigga out here like that and you so when you first got with him, y'all was in a relationship for what, 2 years when he started talking to Lex, and then Lex was in a relationship with him for a long ass time too. I think it's very plausible that she could have felt like, that's my nigga and he might be fucking with you on the side, more so than, oh, that's your nigga and I'm fucking with your nigga.
Did you see her response?
Who, Lex P?
Yeah.
I saw that's what I saw, the comment. I don't know if I saw anything else, but I saw her respond and say he lied to me too. And, go here.
And she was like, I hope you, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about him in 4 years. I'm in a new relationship.
Yeah. She did say that. My question was, because it sounded like she was saying they were married for 8 years and he was messing with her.
I don't think they was ever married.
For 6. I could have sworn she called him her husband.
She said,
no,
this is the man I put in head of my house.
The head of my household.
Oh, that's crazy word.
That's your baby daddy that you was living with.
To me, I feel like you could look at that nigga and tell that he not about to be faithful. And he a rapper, and he a good rapper. That nigga, like I'm not saying that, all rappers are cheaters, because I do believe there's some rappers that's not out here like that, right?
Right.
But when I look at that nigga, any nigga that's squinting down into the camera when he looking at the phone and all of that shit, I'm sorry, man, that nigga gonna cheat on you. He like attention. And a lot of times when men like a lot of attention, they like women liking them. And a part of being a famous rapper, a nigga that's gonna squint and stand to the camera on social media, that's somebody that want to be liked by women. That's a part of how they feel good about themselves. So even if they, even if they be with a woman and they really want to be with her, they're not gonna just be with her because they enjoy what it feels like to be wanted and liked by all of these women.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and listen, like I said, I do feel bad for the lady. I'm not mad at her. Like you said, she was listening to the podcast and like, bitch, not you talking about my nigga.
Right. Yeah, I think people should be exposed when they do things. I just truly, it's no way that even if that man lied to Lex P, she didn't have an inkling that he was out here with other people. I think they both knew he was out here with other people.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know. I really don't know. But part of me I just don't understand how that's your coworker and she felt comfortable enough to say what's up to you when she saw you out and you don't know that's her man. And people were saying that it was public.
I think she knew.
I think she knew too. That's what I'm saying. And I think at the time it was just like, he's a trick. He gonna do what he do, so let me benefit from it and leave it at that. So
I think they both were telling the truth, though. I think Lex knew, but I also believe he lied to her. How dudes try to downplay the relationship. Yeah. Oh, we ain't talking right now. We broken up or whatever.
And you believe what you want to believe if he gonna buy you a Range Rover.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, the whole, he lied to me too. That carries no weight. But I'm also not saying she owes her an apology. It just is what it is. It just sucks.
Yeah, I think that Toya wanted an apology as much as she was saying, you don't have to give me one. But then at the same time, talking about her not holding herself accountable or whatever. She kept teetering the line with that. And it's like, you would really want her to come and apologize to you. And sometimes you have to be okay with never getting that. I don't think Lex owes that to you to sit on her platform and constantly talk about something that happened in her past. You don't get to tell her what she talk about on her platform. Like, people ain't nobody listening on their platform and like blast they stuff like that. It's not gonna happen. But it was interesting when people got in the comments with Toya. Toya was like, I haven't watched the podcast. I only watch clips.
But then
You
she just said
said
she.
you watched the show and you heard certain key things that let you know she was messing with your baby daddy. You was slick hate watching. And another thing, she's like, oh, you know, Lex, you get to go on and have a successful podcast, and he gets to go on and have a
That was
successful
another good
career.
point.
I feel
Yeah.
like you can go on and have a successful career too. It just depends on how long you're going to allow this situation to hold you back. You can't change what has happened. You only can go forward. And truth be told, although this was a very unfortunate thing that happened to you, there are signs before you get this knee deep into situations. So as much as we are talking about the accountability that Lex is supposed to hold herself to, which I will hope that she is and has, it may not be publicly, but maybe it's in her therapist's office. You also have to hold yourself accountable for what you allow to continue to take place within your household in front of your children with a man that is not their father. And that's just, you know, what it is. But you're gonna be fine. You've been good. You're gonna continue to be good.
Right. But it's also like, you know, you're upset because you're not doing well. But I honestly feel like the fact that there's still so much emotion, and I'm not clowning you for it, because we've all been there, right? It took me over a decade to get over some shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like y'all gotta stop living in fairy tale delusional land when it comes to some of these men. Because I just kind of feel like, what in the world? Like, why would you be so in it with a rapper like this nigga? To the point that when you find out that he was cheating on you, you still trying to heal from it all of these years later, as if this is not a common theme for men that fit his demographic. And that's what,
and that's why I'm saying, you know how he moved. It don't sound like the man had a whole ton of integrity, which is why if you trying to come up on something, sure, do it with him. But for me, when this lady said, I went through 3 therapists in 3 years, why is that Lex P responsibility? Like, you went to therapy and you're still hurt because of collection of choices that you made year over year over year, where you let this man slide. And it wasn't just Lex P, and that's why you still hurt, but you feel like this is the biggest stage for you to be hurt on, because now you've identified that Lex P was one of the women he was messing with. So she's need to go find a 4th therapist.
Please pull up Propane so they can see what he looked like.
Okay. Because
I feel like once you see what this nigga look like, once I saw him, I was like, yeah, come on, girl, please.
I ain't never seen him.
You got it. He a good rapper too. He a good rapper. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga's fucking. You know what? There aren't enough men out there that have the gift of gab, that can have like a real conversation. And the way he rap make me feel like he know how to talk. Also, was they? I'm sorry. Were they co-workers at a strip club? Girl, get the fuck out.
That's why I'm saying, like,
yeah, that's it.
Look, back like Snoop Dogg out that murder charge. Got this on lock. This nigga.
I had to mute, but you sound like it just off of the first few that you got it.
Oh, click on the other one. The one with the dude with the red.
Girl.
What?
Nothing.
Why you?
Which one in the red?
Oh, that one. Click on that one.
Now, for those who remember Propane's episode, right? I had Propane on early in the year. I love Pro. Shout out to Pro. During Propane put you on, he put me on to Nook the Cook.
Yeah.
He said he had artists, and this is
how the niggas are talking about him. Propane is the Nipsey Hussle of Houston or whatever. So this is how the people are talking about him.
Niggas thinking I would ever lose. Let's make it a bit.
I mean, he's not bad looking.
No, he's not.
I'd let him buy me a Range Rover.
Exactly. And he the one, like, this is a nigga that's gonna come talk to you good. He gonna come with a little bit of money. He gonna have a little bit of that gentleman shit about him, just a little bit, just enough to make you feel good about yourself, bitch. Okay, so to me, I'm like, I can see how you can get wrapped up, but the fact that you never kept a mind about yourself, that this type of man with that type growing access to more and more women, he's not gonna be telling them no. He's not gonna be telling them no. Look, this the one I was telling y'all about. This is the video where I was like, yeah, nah, that nigga's gonna cheat.
He got multiple. It's not just one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
He everywhere, but got a chick on his side, ma'am.
That lady, and the other thing about it is the way that she was just expressing all her despair and I'm gonna need you to stand up. To me, it was doing too much of trying to tug on everybody's heartstrings about how this man and this woman has mentally exhausted you, and it sounded like you wanted to run into traffic behind this shit. And to me, I think those conversations should stay with your therapist. So I do think that I'm not mad at her for exposing them at all. I still stand by that.
It's giving
She
pay me
just
for my
could have
pain.
came to it in a you could have came to it in a way where I could read, but I wish she handled it differently, because what I'm saying is I can read between the lines and still smell bullshit on all parties.
I agree, and I do fault her for coming to social media with this story. And that's only because I feel like if he say, come on, you going. So if you still
Period.
gonna go,
That's
it's
my
like,
point.
what's the point in exposing it? Because now you're gonna be looking tight because everybody finna be judging you for getting back with your baby daddy. And I
Yep.
feel like you're so hurt because of the dream you created in your own mind about your
Yes.
relationship. And I'm a successful businesswoman and he's a rapper and we're gonna this and that. You created, in my opinion. Now he may have assisted with that too, you know, continuing to sell the dream or whatever the case was. But I think that's what got you, you know, tied up a little bit. But
Somebody said they want to call in this Houston tea. Just put the tea in the comments.
yeah,
Shit.
put the tea in the comments. Thank you. Let us know. Let us know. Okay.
They won't come up here so they could be up here for a fucking hour, hemming and hawing and shit. Girl, get out of here with that.
Real quick, thank you so much for the super chat. O'Neal, remember Pepsi commercial with Pink, Britney, and Beyonce? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Somebody
the
was
super
just saying
chat.
we don't get good commercials like that anymore because of some shit that Bush did. With the
Really?
recession. I think it was the recession. The recession ruined the money that people was putting into those big commercials and stuff like that. And I saw somebody do a video about that because they were like, commercials used to be so much more entertaining than they are now. And it's something that happened during the Bush years. And it might have been the recession.
That's how I feel about music videos. I know that's kind of like sideways, but I'm tired of seeing music videos that don't really match the lyrics.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Are we talking about Lotto and them?
You talking about okay?
I'm talking about okay. I'm talking about Chris Brown for the moment. Like he put a lot of money into that. It didn't have nothing to do with the song. And I'm sure there are others that I've seen over the past few months, or past year. Like it just doesn't. It don't be matching anything. Like what we doing? Y'all just wasting money at this point. Or
they're not storytelling.
Maybe they're not spending no money. Some of them not spending.
Yeah, they was talking about how the Lotto Doja Cat video looked cheap. So
I loved it though, but y'all know I love Lotto.
I love her too. I like her a lot. I will say
I like Doja.
It's not that I love the song.
No, I like the song.
But the video for me, honestly, first of all, and don't give me Lotto girl, but Doja bodied you on that track. I'm so sorry. But outside of that, it really was a video of Lotto to show off her ass. To me, it was like, check out my BBL. I'm really feeling out. It looked more authentic now. Like it really was giving, look at this ass. Like she's so happy to be super thick. And that's what it was giving for me. I was like, okay, Lotto. You gorgeous. Go ahead, girl.
Somebody said a video. I think it was that girl that's always like making a case on everything. I be forgetting her name all the time, but I think she did a video talking about how Lotto specifically Lotto is always talking to Black women because they was like, who the fuck are you talking to, Lotto? Like Lotto talks through her music. She's always talking about how much more valuable she is than another bitch in a song. And everybody was like trying to figure out, you don't have no bodies, Lotto. Who are you talking about, love? And a lot of people was like, it's because she white. So she's talking to all of the Black girls.
I don't think so.
She biracial. But I'm not gonna lie. I do think that her mom put that shit in her head that made her feel like she's better than
her name was Mulatto when she first came out. So that don't shock me at all, but I don't hear it in the lyrics. Honestly, when I be listening to Lotto,
because all the Black men, it was
in
like
the video.
It was all these dark-skinned Black men, and then her and Doja, and everybody was, I mean, I didn't say it, y'all, but that's what they said.
I blame her daddy. I don't blame her mama. I think her daddy, I feel like her daddy probably made her feel like that. how she's better than or any of that.
Yeah, because he was leading.
He was more instrumental
Yeah.
in her career. I think the mama played the back. So I think he really shaped her mentality to me, even down to her name being Mulatto. Because remember, she started as a kid. We saw her when she was in middle school. So that's why I'm like, her daddy had a lot of influence. And that's probably why she said, you got to go as my manager as she got older.
Yeah. It just probably assumed it was her mama because white women have that complex from their relationships with black men and would then maybe have those same types of conversations with their daughters. But the men would feel the same way because the white women are getting it from the men. Triangulation.
They getting it from the man. Right. It starts with the man.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. Bondi, I was replay gang for your show and you went in with Green Eyes.
The Erykah Badu song. Because I was talking about, remember when we was talking about how certain songs will have you remembering your breakups and shit. And I was talking about that song was one of them ones. I choreographed a piece to it with 15 black women from my dance department in college. It was dope. Yeah, no, that song,
nice.
You know, that song switches like two or three times. Like it's like 3 different songs in one. And it's so, it's one of them songs.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. That's what's up. Thank you for the super chat, T Mac Flan. Hey ladies, great show as always. Do you all think the baby mama could be gearing up to sue Port Mine/Lex for emotional distress or something? No, I feel like I wonder if the statute of limitations would be up on that. Is what I'm wondering, but
she wasn't married.
That's what I was about to say. Who gonna take you seriously? I couldn't take her seriously. I know in certain states you can do that. You can sue the mistress. But you weren't married to him. What you mean? You just had babies with him.
Well, no, I thought the lady was married to the man.
She was not married to him. She says baby daddy. And anytime somebody emphasizes father of your children, that's the heaviest weight you got to stand on.
Oh. Discovering that my partner of 8 years. Why I always thought she was saying married
because she intends to make you feel like she's in the position of a wife. That's why
she had a ring on when she was talking.
Yes, she did. She did.
I made him the head of my household.
Girl, you just sit up and playing on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't even like women like that. And I'm no disrespect, but those of y'all that be hopping, running, skipping, and jumping to find some nigga to come live in the house with you and your other kids.
Say it.
I don't know.
How you gonna make him I don't understand making him head of household and you're not married to him. And then you say that he's your other kid's step. Like, I just don't understand. You could have.
Girl.
It sounds a lot like her bad. I'm sorry. It's a fucked up situation on all parts, but a lot of it sounds like the distress that you're going through is your bad.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to her.
Girl. I'm about to tell you, like, come on, you know, LIG, girl, Tony Braxton.
Yeah, best of luck. And for her to still be hurt, I'm not saying it's impossible for a person to be hurt 4 years later, even with her just finding this out or not. It just still gives she might still have been talking to his ass. I mean, they do got a child together, so it's easy for people to kind of fall back into their cycle. So
it's
I wouldn't be surprised.
Dig.
She seemed like the type where if he said he was gonna change, she would blame
running back,
and she would blame everything on Lex P.
Yeah,
like she's
really
the
them hoes that's running behind you. It's really them that want you. You don't want them, right? It's really them wanting you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they just want pussy, bitch. What are you talking about?
Just slipped up and fell in it, right?
Well, let's get on to our next topic. This was a really crazy story of this mom who unalived this young man. He was 20 years old. He was under her daughter's bed. The daughter was 13 years old. And from my understanding, she invited the young man into the house. Her mom told her, don't do it, because if you do, I'm going to put a cap in his. And I don't know if she put a few in there or not, but we're going to get into this clip real quick.
In person for her bond hearing. She was also ordered to stay away from the victim's family. Scott is charged with fatally shooting Rodarius Morton at her home along the 3000 block of Travis Road. She reportedly told investigators, quote, "I did what I had to do."
to expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic. I think even the best of us, the worst of us, any of us would be acting irrationally given this set of circumstances.
Morton died from a gunshot wound to the back of his head. Investigators say he was allegedly invited to Scott's residence by a juvenile and entered through the back door at 1 a.m. Scott's attorneys say at this moment they are unsure if the state's new stand your ground law will play a part in this case as they await doorbell footage and an autopsy report.
I don't know enough about what led to the actual shooting. I don't know if there was a scuffle. I don't know if it was an accidental discharge. I just don't know.
The juvenile told police Scott previously told her if she saw a boy in the home, she would shoot him.
It's my understanding that Ms. Scott did not know this person. And I don't know how they met. That's something we'll look into. My guess is that this was somebody who was looking for young people online, and he found a vulnerable 13-year-old, and you know what happened next.
Scott's next appearance in court will be August 3rd. We'll be sure to keep you updated both on air and online.
There was
Oh, Des, I didn't know the young man was shot in the back of his head, and I think that's going to be interesting because if he was leaving the property, that's where I think the problem will, I wonder what the scene was, right? Was it a tussle and he got popped in the back of the head, or was he trying to leave the property and got popped in the back of the head? So then I feel like they're going to look at it as though he wasn't a threat because he was, walking away. Even though for a lot of us, we like, girl, don't give a damn. That's a 20-year-old under a 13-year-old's bed. That is how we would look at it. I feel logically, but I feel like for them legally, it may look completely different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm also looking at it like that. That is so weird to me for her and her daughter to have a conversation and her say, if you invite a man over here, I'm gonna kill him. Like,
it had already happened. I think that was said as a response to that man being at her house already at some point.
Oh, he was over there before.
Yes, and her saying, if I find, a man in here, I'm gonna shoot him. I think that was because he was already there. And if you ask me, when he was walking out, I think he was telling her that he'll be back or some shit like that. Like, I don't think they tussled, but I think that when he was walking out, he was like, yeah, whatever. I'll be back. You can't keep me away from her. Like that type of shit. Because this is a conversation that's been had already about this man fooling around with this 13-year-old girl. And the 13-year-old girl is all wrapped up because she's 13. But to me, I'm like, this is also, it's not the mom's fault that this man is taking advantage of her daughter, but it is the mom's fault that he's able to get access to her daughter. Because
that's what I'm wondering too. How does he have access and the mom's aware of the access? What do you mean if you let him in the house?
She wasn't home. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. At 1:30 in the morning, you come home and find that man under the bed. And it sounded like the daughter let the man in the house at 1. So it wasn't even like he had been there for a long time. He had just got there. And then the mom saw the shit on the cameras and then went home and he was there.
But they should let the mom off. And I think that's the best scenario, because the 20-year-old fucked around and found out going over there trying to fuck with his kid. The mother let her off, and the daughter probably ain't never gonna do no shit like that again.
And I agree. The fact that because I think at first she didn't have a bond, and they turned around and gave her $100,000 bond. I will hope that kind of looks good for her. Maybe if they put her on higher charges, they'll be willing to lower the charges, or maybe even dismiss them, because at the end of the day, as a minor, in my personal, you have a say a bit. Like, we want to hear your opinion on life. However, you're not in charge of where you don't pay bills at.
Exactly.
Do you pay any bills up in it? Do you fix anything around? When's the last time? Like, don't do that. So that mother has a right to defend her home and her household. She did not. To me, you're an intruder at that point. I don't really give a damn who invited you in here. You're an intruder to me where I paid. And here's the other thing. A minor cannot give you consent when it comes to sex and my personal. So with that, she shouldn't be able to. I don't think her inviting him into the home should be used as a valid excuse against the mom going free, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because he should have never been there. She can't give him consent to really engage with her sexually. So therefore, the consent to come into her house shouldn't be the same either, in my opinion. So hopefully the mama is able to get this dismissed. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder now. My mind going in other places. Like,
No, they need to
was
send
the
that
gun
girl to
registered,
go.
right? Was the gun registered
Oh.
to you? Were you allowed to have the gun? Where is the gun? Is it going to be an issue for the daughter? Is there any issues with the daughter? The daughter probably going to have to go through some therapy or some counseling, sit down and talk to somebody. Will the daughter be removed from the home? Like, I think now it's going to be like, it's a snowball effect a little bit.
She needs to be.
Even though she was defending her child, I think certain other things may come into play. And I hope this daughter learned a very, very serious lesson.
Send her to go live with her auntie and them.
She needs some therapy, because to me, the fact that she was even wanting to be in a relationship like that tells me that, you know, she probably has some issues going on. Like,
Well, you see, the boy looked like a kid almost.
he looked very young.
So
He
I
looked-
think, yeah. So I don't know how they met each other online. I assume.
he was online trolling.
Yeah. Yeah, but him looking young is what. Ugh.
I mean, I feel like the mama kind of look young herself. She may just have weight on her, but she look. I don't know how old she is, but
Yeah, she looks like she probably in her 30s,
36.
late 30s. Yeah,
I think she's like 36, and her daughter, is 13,
like the 20-year-old honestly looks like he's probably
18.
I was gonna say 16.
yeah,
16,
16, 17 range for sure.
I mean, but I'm sure she probably knew he was 20.
Yeah, she knew who he was.
Yeah, she knew he was 20, but it was an appeal to her being 13. Like, you know what? He grown, but he look like me. You feeling like you? Yeah, it is what it is. Let them free her till it's backwards.
Okay. All right. And that's always crazy. I'm gonna say this before we move on. I feel like when people have to come out and they protect their children and it results in somebody's death or something like that, they be getting in trouble. Like sometimes when people be in the courtroom, and I understand this a respect for the courtroom, when somebody is sitting across from a person that violated their child or unalived a family member and they jump across and get to swinging, it's like, let them people go. Like, do not lock them up back there. Like, I think people need a free pass. Okay.
Every now and again, yeah. Like if they reach him, let them get it.
Let it
Oh, for sure.
Exactly.
Like they used to do on Jerry Springer. They just let you get a few licks in, and then the security start coming in.
Exactly. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into another legal issue at this time, and
They
that
say he was
is
special. I'm sorry. They just
No,
say
what?
he's allegedly special needs.
Yeah, that's what the teacher said. But y'all calm down. No, calm down.
What
It
kind of
looked
special
like he was
needs?
probably special needs, like he had two
Yeah.
options on a multiple choice test instead of 3 or 4, but not like that.
And also, would that be developmental issues will land you in special needs classes? That doesn't
That's
mean
true.
that you don't understand what the fuck is going on. Y'all know they put bad kids in special needs. I'm not
Right.
saying that he doesn't have legitimate learning disabilities, but what I'm saying is that doesn't mean he doesn't know he's not supposed to be fucking with a 13-year-old.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
the
and
way
maybe
he's saying it, like,
Yeah.
girl, fuck him and that special needs class, because y'all be acting like special needs people can't be fucked up, and they can
for real.
and be fully aware
Mhm.
of what the fuck they doing.
I definitely went to school with a lot of people that would go to LD for that one block.
Yeah, or
of
maybe it'd be
class.
like their
Yeah.
parents is alcoholics or
That
they
was
was
bad
like a
too.
drug or alcohol baby. But
Mhm.
that might explain his delayed development physically,
Mhm.
if that's a recent picture.
Yeah, he definitely looked like somebody who mama was on drugs. No disrespect, but they be malnutrition, meaning like not malnutrition, but as they get older, they don't grow at the same rate as other people their age because of whatever issues. He do look
Girl,
like
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all finna be mad at me, audience. And I don't even care, but he ain't that special that he over here throwing up gang signs. Like, I mean, and that may not even really be one for real, but it's making me feel like it is. So he knew enough.
Yeah, he knew enough to hide. He knew enough to hide. He knew enough to come at 1:00 in the morning. Why the fuck is you sneaking into somebody's house at 1:00 in the morning? The girl had to say, yeah, my mama not here. He knew how old she was. He ain't that fucking special.
Wasn't.
All right, y'all.
That's sad.
Is it though?
For the mama. For the mama.
Is it though? Who knows?
that she has to be locked up behind decisions that people made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all see what y'all made her do?
That's so fucked up.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have do, bitch. I mean, you shouldn't have been in that lady house. I know everybody. Listen, it was only one nigga that was brave enough to sneak in my fucking house, and I was so scared for the nigga. I was like, yeah, you gotta go, because if my daddy come in here, he will.
Oh
Kill
my gosh,
He
you
will.
did that. Oh no, I know. I never snuck a boy into my house if my parents was in the States.
I just did it one time. And geez Louise, I was very, very, and he was trying to get it bad. He lived in my neighborhood, so it was easy. He lived around the corner from me. So it wasn't like he had to go far. It was a quick little run through the yard type situation. There's literally a cut in between the houses where you could not be on the street, and he could go from his house through somebody's backyard to mine. So yeah, I wasn't ready. So we didn't do all that. I made him leave. Like, nigga, get out of here before my daddy get back and kill you.
Just the thrill of like, okay, you're here. Okay, you gotta go.
I mean, I just wanted to make out with him in private, like that's what it was. Like, I wanted to make out with him in private. That child, he got it out me eventually. It was years later, but still. Child, we used to be doing way too much. That used to be the time frame where niggas was trying to see how many hickeys they can get on your neck and all
that. I remember that.
Like, they sucking on my neck for dear God. My God.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, good times.
Hilarious. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's hop into the story about Malcolm Jamal Warner and his widow, who is suing his mom, from my understanding, for $1.2 million. So they're in a court dispute. I do believe his mom is in charge of his estate. So it seems like she's just trying to get whatever may be owed to her. So I want to get into one of the clips real quick.
This week, sat down with Tanisha Warner for an exclusive conversation that we did prior to this lawsuit. Among other things, we talked about Malcolm, of course, and what the year has been like for her. We asked about her relationship with her mother-in-law. Do you communicate with his mom? Are you close to his mom? Where is she? She's in Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right now, everybody, like all of his family members and everyone who has lost him, they are grieving. It's been the biggest loss for all of us.
All of us.
Right now, my daughter and I are just like...
You guys are a unit. Yeah. You guys are a unit.
Yeah. It's the emotional capacity that I have can be very limited sometimes, And so I have to, for myself, decide what do I have to give right now in this moment.
Sat down with Tanisha Warner for an
Oh, that hurt. That radiated off the screen.
Yeah, it did. Because I think she was with him too. I think they all were on vacation. And for him to have passed, I think it's like, what, a year now? And she don't got nothing? Yeah. And I think she probably been sitting back, wait to receive something. Get that lady her money. I don't think 1.2 million is asking for too much if that's from his estate, as the mother of his child, because she probably was going to get that from him anyway. But I saw Lonnie Love get in the comments. I don't know if y'all saw it. She said something like he didn't have a will, and she was kind of going on a tangent about it just a little bit. I was kind of looking side-eye like, now why is you telling their business down here to the comments, Lonnie? But either way, hopefully it won't take long with this lawsuit. I hate that it came to a place to where she had to sue y'all. But to not have been in contact with her since he died, so they ain't been in contact at all. That's crazy. And she has your grandchild, and she over there struggling, likely financially and mentally.
Yeah.
And people be talking like, he only got, the trust is for the child. Well, he had a wife. Like, I don't know why y'all feel like men are not supposed to like financially secure their wives.
That's the whole point of them being married.
No, that's the point. Like, I'm not marrying these niggas so that they can die and I don't get nothing, or they mama can get it. The fuck?
That's the whole point.
Especially, in certain circumstances. That shit is crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw this headline a couple places, and I remember scrolling, and when I seen the same picture of him, his mama, and a wife, I was like, she should get more than that. Scroll. Like, I didn't think twice about, is there a circumstance where she shouldn't get it? They was on vacation together when he died. They were married. Even if they was married and estranged, she should get the money because, yeah, that's just my point of view on it. And $1.2 million is not a lot of money at all. I honestly, she should get more if he got it.
I agree. And it looked like and a lot of people was pointing out that he waited a long time to get married and have kids. So, the wondering if your mama was even really, might have been making that more difficult. If your mama is in charge of your money and your business and all of that, y'all know how the mamas can be when they in charge of the son's finances and all of that. And it seems as if that's how this happened. The mama was in charge of his finances.
I also wonder if they didn't have a good relationship then before he passed.
Him and
his mom.
No, the wife and the mom.
Oh, the wife and the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think that the mama probably never liked the wife or some shit like that. That lady look mean. I don't know why, but it's just like the lady.
Because it's the ball fade.
It is. When you an older lady with a ball fade, you know,
mean business.
You do. And you don't like these fast tail women coming in here trying to take my son's money.
If you the blonde ball fade, you mean business, because I'm gonna tell you two things. Any blonde haired black lady, she mean business for one, because she gotta be in a salon at least once a month so the shit don't grow out. But the blonde and the buzz cut, do you know how often she getting her hair? She mean
every 2
business.
weeks. Every 2 weeks you're getting a haircut, and every month and a half you're probably getting your color redone. Yeah. And you somebody that you was handling your son's career when he was working with Bill Cosby and shit. Yeah, you a lady that, and you was able to protect your son through all of that. Yeah, it's given I don't play about him. And, there's a gun under the table,
Yeah, she don't even seem like the type that would joke.
Right?
She kind of that's why, I don't know if it's just me, but do y'all feel like all the teachers in the school, it's always the black ladies that's the ISS teachers with the pixie cuts and shit and the big keychains? Them teachers always got the pixie cuts, and the counselor or they ISS.
What's ISS?
In school,
it's the suspension.
Oh, okay.
Yes, everywhere where I've ever gone to school, seen a school, because my sister worked at school, it's always the black ladies with the high upkeep that are doing the disciplining at the school.
That do, yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Oh, Niecy, let me ask you a question right quick. Do you put styling options in ChatGPT?
Styling for what?
Like clothing.
Oh yeah, I haven't submitted pictures, but when we was doing the live show, I had 3 different choices and was like, what you think about this, this, and this? I was like, Bonnie and Jamie are gonna wear these colors. Is black gonna look weird? I asked ChatGPT stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm trying to find somewhere to shop that's not Shein, but that's not also, because if I'm not shopping at those at Shein, trying to find the best stuff at Shein, then I'm going to be spending a lot of money.
You don't like Fashion Nova?
They're not even, the quality on Fashion Nova don't be good all the time, especially for the stuff that I look for. Stuff that's, they be making it fit funny.
I wouldn't use chat as a resource to tell you where to shop though, because it's too many things in the chat that's starting to get sponsored. Okay. So when it comes to buying products and stuff, I typically try not to ask chat, or I just validate everything they say. You should check TikTok and see what the girls are saying about where they shop.
I just bought buku shit off TikTok. Because I remember there was some sites that were out of the country, but that sold here, and they were a better quality, and they weren't as fast fashiony as Shein. My problem is I like Banana Republic and shit. If I'm going shop, I like the nice quality shit. I like shit that look a little older. I'm realizing that now.
I mean, TikTok to see what the girls are saying, not to shop. Have you been to Uniqlo?
No.
I wonder if y'all have one there. It's UNIQLO, and that kind of gives a better H&M type
Yeah.
Okay. No, we don't have one down here, but I can look at it online.
I think Pretty Little Thing is rebranded as well.
Yeah,
So
I need to go look at them.
yeah.
Palmer was trying to call people out like we all not trying to be more conscious of where we shopping and shit. Like, bitch, fuck you. I don't have enough money to be shopping at Banana Republic every time I want to buy something. I love them, but they be like $180 for a shirt. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I thought Gap and H&M was damn near the same company, or is that Gap and Old Navy?
Gap and Old Navy, they owned by the same
Old
parent.
Navy and Banana Republic.
And then Abercrombie and Fitch is the same as American Eagle.
I think so.
Yeah, is it Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle?
I feel like they sell some of the same things.
They seem real similar.
Yeah.
No, this is cute. Cause I'm getting to that point where I like, okay, yeah, I like wearing stuff that fit because ass and titties and all of that. But a lot of times I don't want clothes sticking to my body because it's hot.
Yeah.
And over time, it's like I want some air in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said do the high end of Fashion Nova. Does that stuff fit better?
I like Fashion Nova, yeah.
To me, whenever I get pants from Fashion Nova, like shit just always fit weird. Like I am not a fucking Fashion Nova model, bitch. I don't know what y'all expect people bodies to be like. I'm short. Okay. I don't know what y'all want.
Have you maybe start going to the tailor?
I need to.
Facts.
Because that's one of the things they say. Oh, say that, Jamie. Because I know you got the shape where it's like you got to go to the tailor.
I'm trying to learn how to sew though.
No thing.
Yeah, my niece started doing
how. I still kind of know how, but I haven't done it in so long. I got one of those things to hem with, that you kind of like and put it through hem. I have one of those. Yeah. But yeah, no, I just also sometimes don't like the fabric. Sometimes the fabric is itchy or not as breathable.
They do have certain materials in Fashion Nova where you could get good quality basics. It's like usually really thick or really like body shaping
or lined. Can we just line the shit, please?
Yeah, you do that on Fashion Nova because I have some nice tank tops and stuff like that from Fashion Nova, or two-piece sets where the leggings are a bit thicker and all that.
Yeah.
Get on the app and you may have it already. LTK. Like to know? Because so many, and just type in like what you may be looking for, and you may come across a lot of different women, and they'll show you like those sites that you could go to. Like Jaleesa Vaughn, I love her. Kira Fashion Finds. Those are two people that I follow, and a lot of their stuff does come from like Amazon and then other places. They got a variety of places that links,
okay,
back to somewhere. So I would check them out.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So that's the dad. You said somebody?
No, I was reading the comments. Somebody was saying they experienced the same thing. The shit just don't be feeling right. Hey, I don't know. Like, whose body is supposed to be like this? Not mine, bitch. I need y'all to go back to when clothes used to like be a little bit more like universal because they put more quality into the elasticity of the clothes. Now it's like you don't want to put that much into the elasticity, so the sizes are not as forgiving as they once were.
Kato's is still around?
Yeah, Kato's is still around.
What? I haven't.
They be in all the little country towns, though.
Yeah,
Kato's used to have some cute stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Kato's used to be an upgrade of Simply Fashions. If y'all remember Simply Fashions, but yeah, that's throwback.
I remember
that is throwback. But yeah, check out LTK. I think that's a good one. All right, y'all. So for our next legal issue at hand involving a wife is Chadwick Boseman. So his wife, I believe her name is Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Simone. So she's been in charge of his estate, right? And he passed away about 6 years ago. She ended up being in charge of his estate. Not sure how long they've been married. Some people say they were only married a few months, but whatever it was, he put her in charge of his estate, right? Well, when he passed, I think all of his everything ended up, the total ended up being, I guess, for his estate was 2.5 million, something like that. They were supposed, or 2.3, one of the two. They were supposed to split it down the middle where she got half and his parents got the other half. But right now, his brothers are taking her to court to have her removed as the administrator of the estate because they feel like she is not doing what she is supposed to do. Right? So now she got to deal with this. Now, I don't think she responded to the court details as of yet, but I don't even think those brothers are able to even get her removed as an administrator when the judge, ordered that to her and the parents. What they got to do with y'all?
Yeah.
And another thing in my personal, what I'm thinking is that y'all parents about to tell y'all they got their money. Now, that's a possibility. I feel like they could have got their money. They just not telling y'all ass they got it.
I was thinking that too, because anything the brothers should get is gonna come from what the parents feel like giving them. And I just looked it up when you was talking. They had dated since 2015 and got married months before his passing. Regardless, that was intentional and that was a decision he made while he was here. So I don't think they should be able to strip anything from her.
Yeah, I feel like they can because they're the brothers and they have nothing to do with the paperwork. If the parents filed, maybe they would have considered it, considering the fact that they're the ones that was supposed to get a portion of the money, not the brothers. But the parents not saying nothing from what it looks like. So now I believe the parents probably got some of their coin or all of it, but y'all don't know that. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like, nigga, please get out of here. You know, like if it's not the parents, I mean, I'm not sure how old the parents are, but two brothers trying to remove a wife who was there when her husband was sickly, or y'all there taking care of him. I don't know. I don't even like that, because I feel like when a family member is rich, y'all really be coming out the woodwork to attach yourselves, when at the end of the day, a lot of times the family that they've created is the ones that they actually trusted in the first fucking place, which is why you didn't get anything. So yeah, I don't know. But if she's not paying the parents what they're supposed to get, then I feel like what the fuck is going on? Right?
Yeah.
But she hasn't said anything. So
we'll see.
I don't know. It's given, when it's like, damn, I ain't got no money right now, but I do got such and such that I was supposed to, it's kind of given. It might be given that. Because it's been years. You said 6 years, right?
Yeah, since he died.
Yeah, since he died, yeah.
They I don't know.
But I think it's been 4 years since the decision had been made to split everything equally. Yeah.
Well,
good luck, y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat. What you cooking? Hey, ladies, did y'all see Aunt Edwards propose to Shannon? Which he also had 2 to 3 kids on her, and the age gap is weird. Already weird. Over 10 years. Shaking my head.
Is Shannon older or younger than Aunt?
I don't know. I'm not sure how old, but didn't he just have to pay that girl like $3,000?
I remember seeing them.
I could have sworn I just saw a statement saying he is supposed to pay Aisha $3,000 a month. I thought she was trying to get $5,000, but it ended up being $3,000. And then right after that, he turns around and marries this young lady.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if she also is going to check and make sure her name is on some paperwork too.
She's 36 and he's 24. Oh, that's a fucking mess. That's a fucking mess. So you can be somewhere whining over some 20-something-year-old basketball player cheating on your fucking ass as long as you got a Birkin bag in a nice house. Okay, girl. Good day.
My God, today, Drea.
No, for real. Oh, child. Somebody, Medusa on Instagram and TikTok be doing these videos where she talk about people she'll never forgive, and Drea was on her list.
And she for getting with Jalen.
Yeah, but then also for like, all of the shit she did in the past, like being a, absentee mother, not even really wanting that first child for real. And then you decide to go and get with a man that's that child's same age that you was neglecting, and then have a new baby with that one. And now you're going to be a better mama.
Yeah, what they say, she allegedly went out of town and left her kid with a bag of hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
That was a crazy ass rumor to circulate in detail with the same detail over and over again about the hot Cheetos. It make me like, was that true?
Right. Yeah. I don't know if the hot Cheeto part was true, but she definitely left that baby in the house by themselves. But I also feel like Drea is probably the type of person that was left in the house by herself. You know, like that, the generation before us, there was a lot of leaving kids in the house by themselves and just telling them don't open the door for nobody.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Which is crazy as fuck, right? But
the days. Oof.
Yeah, no, you're a terrible mom. That remind me of when, you know, how we got the terrible nigga that is Mendices Harris. Okay. That boy said, you left us in the house with no food. And we had to go across the goddamn street at 6 to go and get some food from people across the street. But you left us in the house with no food.
Damn.
That's why he put our ass up for collateral.
I don't remember that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you all remember he was talking about that? He had a deal with a drug dealer and he put his mama up for collateral.
Oh, that okay. Yeah, I remember now.
I feel like the only reason you would do some shit like that to your mama is because you feel like your mama ain't really care about you when you was a kid. And he was talking about that. I remember he did some type of, you know, thing with Kirk and the other men. He was talking about how that lady left him and his brother in the house when he was like,
he didn't give a fuck about her if you put your mama up for collateral.
Mama up for collateral in the
I might pay it. I got my intention is to pay it, but if I can't, you could take her.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was talking about it because I was watching like a drug dealer movie, and I was like, it reminds me that I'm, you know, if I was in that business, there's a you know, I'm a really good person in this life, but there's something that I can like switch off in the back of my head if I felt like it. And I would take your mom for collateral, and I would definitely be like, all right, nigga, I know you don't really like your mom if you're gonna leave her here with me. So just know I will rock-a-bye baby your fucking mama. Okay, just so we know.
Damn, what happened to that lady, a mama from that Good Morning, Samantha Jeff? What's that lady name?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they said the lady accidentally died, and you know they was trying to ask for ransom to give the body back. Nigga, she dead. Like crazy.
Savannah
Guthrie.
Yeah.
Where is that lady, mama?
That's crazy.
I'm always skeptical of people who say they are a really good person. You should be skeptical of me.
No,
I'm just saying you should be. If you think you need to be skeptical of me, be skeptical of me. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Let's move on to put myself and it back on the screen. My internet was acting up a second ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't take long for you to get back.
Boom. Here we go. K. Michelle versus Shamia Morton. Let's get into this. Watch what happens live.
K. Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Just stay the course. You ain't got to jump ship or choose teams. You can be everybody's friend, girl.
K. Michelle.
So K. Michelle tells her, and she asks her, don't play coward games now. You ain't going to shift the narrative on me. Your third time trying and speaking on me. You scared about what I might tell? Tell them why I don't mess with you. Does the ward off ring a bell? I'm loyal until I'm not. See, you can't play fake victim with me. I know too much. Chill. Then she says, definitely no advice needed from you on being a friend. Me not messing with you has nothing to do with jumping ship. And you know this. I have the same friends I've had all season. The difference now is I don't have to sit around and defend you all day. Dead that narrative now about teams because you know that's not what's happening. And then she goes on and on.
So what's happening? That's the thing.
That's what I did.
What's happening? They starting to piss me off. They piss me off because I saw this tweet and I stopped what the fuck I was doing and I made a video because they pissed me off. Please stop it with the empty threats. She had said something about, do you remember what happened at a hotel? And I'm like, at what point, if Shamia is this fucked up as a person and a wife, y'all don't fuck with her. Y'all have nothing to lose. Let the shit rip. Stop getting online, Portia. Stop getting online, K. Michelle, and coming up with these, half telling the story. Tell it. And to me, Shamia is the only one, in my opinion, with something that is something to lose. Somebody spilling something about K. Michelle's not a threat. No shade. But the dentist is a dentist. I'm sure he does well for a regular ass person, but he ain't got Gerald money. And you talk about these threesomes, I would say that somebody would, opt themselves for a threesome with Gerald before K. Michelle husband. Y'all keep coming up with things that are a threat to Shamia's marriage, and it makes them look jealous. I also feel like some of the shit that they're saying could potentially hold a little bit of weight. Like maybe she told y'all about one time where she did something, or maybe y'all saw her do some shit. Stop doing whole shit in front of your friends.
I mean, well, who am I supposed to do whole shit in front of?
But I feel like for her, because she's not single and you married and you dealing with some people that are jealous of you, do that shit. Don't take that shit to the grave. Don't do it. Don't tell nobody about it. And I think, what did I say? It takes a hoe to know a hoe. So at this point, everybody's a hoe. The wholeness is deleted. Like, I'm so tired of everybody coming up with something but not really saying. Yeah, the wholeness is deleted. I'm tired of these hoes talking about the other hoe and not really saying what it is. Tell us what happened at the ward off.
I don't think that Shamia, I think she needs to recognize that these are coworkers. 95% of the time, you're going to be around your coworkers, so you should definitely be mindful of how you operate. My thing was, K. Michelle said, this your third time trying and speaking on me. You scared about what I might tell. That doesn't make sense for me, because if she's afraid of what you might tell, why would she continue to speak on you? If she keep talking about you, it's given she may be daring you to say what it is that you know, because she's not saying anything at all, which to me may think she probably got something. She waiting on you to do what you're going to do, because she probably going to fire you up in return. Because sometimes, K. Michelle, you do operate from a space like you're the only person that got tea on somebody. And you're not. You're not the only person. Like, I'm sure as much as you were being calculated, and I'm not going to say calculated, I'll say observing of your environment at that time with Shamia, I'm sure she was observing you as well. So y'all got information on each other. I want them to, I don't want to see them fall out though. I feel like whatever their issue is can easily be fixed.
I want to see them fall out.
You say what?
I do want to see them fall out.
You want to see them fall out?
Yeah, because if I'm Shamia and you sending soft threats towards me and my marriage, expose yourself. I need, let's fall all the way out so I can see how far the hell you willing to go. I don't feel like Shamia said anything that bad in Watch What Happens Live. She said you could be a better friend, but she didn't come for your man, not your mama, not the son who you got into a fight with in the Mercedes because he wanted to drive Uber. She could have came for everything. Shamia said, be a better friend. And you got online and threatened to say something that could potentially harm her marriage on some Portia shit. Right. So let's fall all the way out, ho. And you tell me exactly how you feel.
I think that K. Michelle likes losers, to be honest. When I say that, I mean this situation with Shamia and Portia, it reminds me of how she was on Love and Hip Hop, where she went and made friends with Jocelyn just to spite the other women. And I remember thinking to myself, Jocelyn is a complete and utter asshole, K. Michelle. Why would you go and be friends with her just so that you could slight Mimi and all of them? You know what I mean? She did that shit. And eventually what happened? Y'all fell out because Jocelyn is an insecure bitch. And she's always going to like try to play in your face in some type of capacity. And then you're going to be all fucking hurt and shit. And to me, I feel like it's the same thing with Portia. When it comes to her and Shamia, I don't think Shamia said anything wrong, but K. Michelle wants to get more. It's funny to me because it's like you were talking about her, begging you to be a good friend to her. But you seem to be really upset that she is not always seeing your efforts to be her friend the way you want her to. You know what I mean? Like when she was talking about how everybody scattered at the club. And, K. Michelle is like, well, I played everybody's song. Well, that's not the problem. The problem is not that you didn't play her song. That's not what she said. She said everybody scattered. Okay? Like that's why she said that. But K. Michelle has more than once been like, I've been on her side. And she remember when she was talking to Pinky and she was like, Kelly is the only one that has her back. And K. Michelle felt slighted by that. Like you're being overly sensitive. Yes, you are having her back at times, But also, like, why are you acting like you don't understand why she feels the way she feels in this group? And you are treading lightly because you want to have a friendship with Portia. And I think that's what she peeping. You still want to have a relationship with Portia.
You muted, Niecy.
Thanks. I said Shamia do too. Did y'all see the other clip from Watch What Happens Live when Andy said to Shamia, what are 3 things you miss from you and Portia's relationship? And this is where it's like, even when I can see where Shamia is coming from, I can't 100% cape for her, because if somebody did me the way that Portia had done me, bringing me into this environment, or, you know, we in the same environment because she didn't bring her there, and you doing me dirty like that, and you talking about my mama trying to sleep with my daddy brother and all, I couldn't give you 3 things that I miss about the friendship. And in the way that she did it, you could tell that she still wants to be Portia's friend.
Yeah. And that's the saddest part. But that's why I feel like I've been right about my assessment of her from the beginning, about it being about, you know, your mom teaching you about spiritual bypassing and always feeling like you need to be the better person, because being a better person means always forgiving people's blatant disrespect. And then that makes you the better person because you can deal with all of this disrespect and keep the high road. That's why you just bust out with shit like Diane tried to fuck my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been holding that in. Girl, stop with the fake nicety shit. Stop with the trying to be the better person. Fuck all that. Like, listen, it's something is a form of people pleasing myself. I had to come to terms with that same thing. Fuck how everybody is like, you know, earlier was a girl, you can see me however the fuck you want to see me. I don't give a fuck.
But you know, that's tied to that religious manipulation.
Yes.
So like they only talk about you being the bigger person, but they don't talk about how I can't even quote specific verses, but I've seen stuff I'm familiar where when people do you dirty, or you know that it's not your exact environment, or this is not a relationship that God has intended for you, you need to separate yourself. And Shamia would not be wrong for separating herself. But the thing they teach is for you to come back and come back and come back, and you wait for them to do better. So you just take abuse. And I could absolutely see that being taught to Shamia if that's what her mom is always preaching.
Especially if that's what her mama did with Diane. Because it seemed like y'all remained friends to some extent after all of that shit happened. Y'all have been around each other. And I also feel like people that's talking about this online, they so like disingenuous, because I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't got aunties that have stories, or, you know, aunties that have friends that have stories like this where they didn't fucked over each other at some point, but everybody kind of gets over it as time goes on because we family and they're kids and the kids want to play with one another and all of that. So, you know, the people kind of, the adults put their bullshit to the side so that the kids can continue to have a relationship. That is literally what Shamia's mom and Diane, I feel like, did, which is kind of what a lot of families do, especially Black families, child. But the problem with that is that some people just are who they are, and they're going to be envious of you. I think that, I don't care what nobody say, I think Portia is envious of Shamia. I think she's been envious of Shamia. I think Portia is envious of Lauren. I think the only reason why Lauren is the only person that she can call is because Lauren has spent her entire life feeling bad that she had the life that Portia couldn't get.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with Shamia's mom and dad and growing up in a 2-parent household and all of that shit. Listen, but look, Portia, I believe Portia's a straight up liar. Portia can be telling the truth and I wouldn't believe her, but they could have been too hot in the puss women back in the day. And it still would be your mama teaching you how to be the same flaw ass bitch that you showed up as. Because that's honestly what made sense. If we find out that Diane tried to fuck Shamia daddy, that would make so much sense that she taught you to move like that with people. Because you love threatening people with your coochie.
What did y'all think of that conversation with Lauren and Portia when Portia mentioned destiny swapping? And she mentioned something about Shamia's daddy never had any teeth or something like that. And I was wondering if she meant money. Like, was teeth a code word for money?
I think she meant teeth.
Literally talking about teeth.
Yeah,
I think she meant teeth.
I thought it was funny because I think she was calling Lauren to get the backup to go at Shamia further that night. But Lauren was like, so what, y'all gonna destroy each other? And then when she mentioned the shit about destiny swapping, Lauren was like, yeah, don't say that. Don't.
She did. She told her to chill out.
Yeah.
But did y'all see how it lightweight felt I don't think Shamia was lying, because when Shamia mentioned that Diane tried to sleep with her daddy, Portia admitted that this was something she had took back to her mama. That's what her response was. I took that to my mama. So this is something you heard before. And then when she was talking to Lauren, she said, why would you bring that up? We don't go there. This is some shit that y'all know about.
But you're not supposed to bring it up on television.
Exactly.
That's what it was. You're not supposed to embarrass our mamas like that on television. But Portia, I feel like Portia started that shit. Everybody keeps saying Shamia started. I feel like Portia started it. When Portia got on the internet and said, your mom did something egregious to my mom, she was waiting on a reason to go at Shamia, because that was right after Shamia's birthday. She had just done a post, telling Shamia happy birthday after everybody was like, Shamia had a song come out. You ain't posted. You ain't do shit. And so eventually I feel like she posted something, to prove that she wasn't shitting on Shamia. And then right after that, Shamia might have had a conversation in the confessional and said, yeah, our moms used to be very close, but they fell out. And then Portia comes online as if Shamia said something so fucked up and says, your mom did something egregious to my mom. And then at the reunion show, she, says, oh, she took the daycare. And Shamia was like, girl, don't even do that, because something else happened way before the daycare. And I think that was you tried to fuck my husband and we wasn't friends no more. And then I found out that child died at the daycare. And I was like, I'm about to go buy that bitch. Since she thinks she can be out here trying to fuck on somebody's husband. You think you can take somebody's husband, bitch? I'm gonna take your business.
Baby, they went from best friends to beefing hard as hell.
Listen, if you I know some stories like that about, listen, the way these old folks be getting down in some of the stories, this one cheated on this one and we broke up, and then we was fucking with that one, and then somebody got pregnant over this side and somebody got pregnant, and then
we got back together, but he raised a baby even though we knew that wasn't Will's baby. Now Will's come back. Yeah.
Yes, that is a lot of them old folks shit.
Yeah, that's how they moved. Messy as fuck. Ain't no different than what it is now.
They just knew how to keep up appearances better than you niggas these days.
Exactly. That's what they did for sure.
This episode, we had the ladies going to the club. Everybody pretty much walked out. They did stay for most of Shamia's song, then they left. We also had the ladies going to the cemetery. Portia talking to the ladies back at the house, saying that her and Shamia could have got in a better place if she would have came with that type of energy. What else took place? I think later on that day, the ride home, when Shamia felt the need to give additional context to people that don't give a damn. Cynthia and Phaedra, when they've already chosen their side. Then we get the dinner where she wanted to further apologize and explain herself for ruining the evening when nobody gives a damn about how they ruin shit for you. Was there anything else about this episode that y'all wanted to discuss based on those things?
I liked what Kelly had to say. I appreciate Kelly for being consistent and never not ever taking her foot for real off Portia's neck. I know people thought that because it's like, oh, you're paying, huh? I'm like, to me, I take all that shit as like jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know we don't really like each other, bitch. We just doing this shit right now. But everybody know we gonna be right back on bullshit in a minute. As soon as we get back to the States. I agree with you. I didn't give a fuck about, you know what annoyed me? Pinky and whoever else said we didn't come here for that. Did you not? Since when don't we take trips to argue on Real Housewives?
Yeah.
Why y'all act like this wasn't the time? Why wasn't it? It's a dinner where we all sitting down. Ain't nobody taking no bitch to the side, because when we try to have those conversations with just Portia and Shamia, what does Portia do? Look everywhere but at Shamia. Don't have a conversation, avoiding behavior. Girl, fuck all that. I wish you would have said more. Spray her some more.
Yeah. No,
I'm apologizing. So I definitely agree with Pinky on that. It is giving professional apologies.
Yeah.
I just want Shamia to stand in her shit a little bit more. You're operating with women that don't give a damn about you. The way she turned around to Phaedra in the car really irked my nerves so bad. And let me give you additional context.
She needed to explain herself.
This is a lady that has lied on you before. Like, why is you turning around talking to her, trying to give context? And Cynthia fake as hell. She has been the fakest all season. If Portia would have said that about your mom, I would have had your back. Bitch, no, you would not have. Because you didn't have her back when you sat up there and watched Angela lie on that damn lady.
And then got mad at
Yes,
her
hell.
when she said that the bitch had big feet. After she said she fucked the football team and the basketball team.
Exactly.
And you said she got big feet. You mad at me?
The way Cynthia moved when she said she would have took Shamia aside reminded me of how she moved with Kenya. How she publicly went out and disagreed with how Kenya acted. So I believe Cynthia probably would have, I don't want to say she would be on Shamia's side, because I can't really see her turning her back completely to Portia. But I think she would have voiced that was wrong, just because that's how she moved with Kenya, which is still crazy as fuck to me.
I don't think she would have. And the only reason I say that is because she moves on what's advantageous for her. I think she almost felt like they was about to get rid of Kenya off the show and felt like, I don't need to stand up for you. I need to be on the side of everybody that's on the show because I want to be on the show.
Was Cynthia on the show at the same time as Kenya? Was that her budget? She was a friend
She
of.
was at one point, I believe.
Yeah, I believe
Okay, so Kenya didn't have to go for her to fit in the budget.
Remember, she was at the event. She was at the event, and people was kind of looking, asking her how she felt about it, and she was kind of, in a way, defending Britt Edie. All of that shit happened, so it definitely was given. Cynthia need this check. Cynthia got off the show, realized that she needs a Bravo check again, and has decided that she needs to do what she needs to do to be on the show. And I think that being on the side of whoever is the main people on the show, that's what she's gonna do. And that's what she's been doing. And I kind of don't like it because we look for her to be some type of, middle ground. And she has not been being a middle ground. She's actually been making me upset because she comes off as if she's in middle ground, but she's really not.
Exactly.
That shit to Shamia about, is Shamia, bringing this on herself, or is everybody coming after her? And I'm like, everybody's coming after her, bitch, because what do you feel like she brought on herself that she deserves for y'all to be saying she fucking everybody?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just irritating because she's been on the show for so long that it's really not beneficial for her to flip-flop the way that she does. Like, she has no real reason to do that. She could be the anchor of the show if she wanted to be the anchor of the damn show. Yeah. But she kind of gives me a Shamia. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's the Shamia of
I think she's let Pinky step in and be more of the voice of reason this season than we were expecting Cynthia to be. And also,
I feel like she fought her for that position too. When you think about that scene that they had at the table,
probably so.
Like, bitch, I'm gonna take your spot.
Yeah,
Angela, I'm gonna take both of your spots. I'm gonna be the bone carrier, and I'm gonna be the voice of reason, bitch.
And she's been doing good because I have really enjoyed Pinky. Now I do see at times when she be popping on her producer hat. She be a mess, but I like it because it's still entertaining,
Yeah.
So
I enjoy her.
Somebody in the comments talking about they saw K Michelle defending but she also called the girl Shamia a monster. And I'm like, a monster?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Pinky said that, right?
No, K Michelle called her a monster.
Oh, K Michelle. Oh, Pinky said she's fighting with everybody. K Michelle took it a step further and said she was a monster. Yes.
And I'm like, what the fuck is making her a monster?
It's crazy.
Portia tried to make her a damn demon when she was preaching and all that shit.
Ooh, girl, that worked on my I can't stand when that bitch started evangelizing. Girl, shut your ass.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I mean, sometimes it's Candy. Candy would have been like, oh, girl.
How are y'all feeling about the season so far?
It's good.
It's been great.
I think it's good.
It's
I think they got a good crowd. The only problem for me is Portia. I'm gonna be real. That's my only problem because I feel like because Portia refuses to get over the fact that Shamia came on the show, she's making it harder for everybody to actually move on from beef. This is a reality show of a friend group. We know y'all not really friends, but a part of the job is once you have beef to resolve it. Portia doesn't want to resolve it. She's trying to push Shamia out, hoping that eventually Shamia will get so hurt by it, she'll just give up and leave. Shamia, please don't.
Because if Andy not getting rid of liars, why would you get up? Not saying you're a liar. However, there have been times, girl, but outside of that, why would you get up? Somebody said Angela should leave based on the accusation that she put out there about you. And what did Andy say? Oh, she's not going nowhere.
He said that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I can't tell if the ratings are low. I can't tell. That's all
what
everybody's
all the
talking about.
That's what all these soft threats are. The soft threats are to get her off the show. Like we're almost gonna say something. We're gonna bully you into it, make you think you gotta be scared for something so you can decide to leave. So Gerald ain't gotta find out what the fuck we think we know. Stay on the show, please.
Yeah. Yeah, stay on the show. That's what I say. Yeah, I think the season has been good. I do like the cast, but as we have been in Scotland this part of the trip, I'm tired. I think this episode made me like, I was just like over it. The back and forth, the Shamia apologizing. They're just like, stand in how you feel. Okay, it is what it is.
Shamia, no, man, I can't do it.
Any last words on that?
Nope.
All right.
Stand up.
Yeah, that's it. Stand up and return. All right. That's all we got for you guys. We thank you all so much for joining us. Be sure to get your tickets. All right. The details are, or at least the link is down below with the details. So make sure you get your tickets. Be sure to follow us on social media. All right. All of the information is there. All right. And that's pretty much a wrap. And we're going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.